I guess my immediate take for markets is essentially just is, look, there's two kinds of uncertainty. One is a policy uncertainty that will continue for quite a while. I think people understood that if they weren't completely prepared for it. The second is that, and I don't want to make too much of this, but there's a little bit of uncertainty about which Trump we get, which president we get. Do we get the focused statesman of the inauguration speech, or do we get the guy who gave us unstructured remarks that were longer than the inauguration speech?
Right.
And that's an undercurrent.
Terry, an important question. This came up not once but twice yesterday within the pageantry and the uniqueness of this Trump inauguration. Can he form a government? And I say that with respect to resignations at state, the portrait of Milley going down at the Pentagon, and others. Do you have a confidence? Forget about the headline people like Rubio, unanimous. But can he form the 200, the 500, the 2,000 people to get things done?
Yeah, I think he can. Most of the vast majority of the cabinet nominees are on track. You've got a situation where most of the resignations at state, by the way, the vast majority were people that were supposed to be leaving anyway, and if you've got some people that don't want to work for him, he frankly welcomes that. Beyond that, yeah, you've got roughly 4,000 people to populate, and I think he'll do that. There's never a shortage of people that want to work in an administration.
Terry, what's the I guess on the to-do list for this first 100 days? What do you realistically expect this administration to get done?
Well, in the first 100 days, I think what you'll see a lot of action on tariffs, and I continue to hammer for markets that tariffs are a geopolitical tool, and that Trump couldn't have been clearer about that last night. I mean, if you're talking about why you're doing this is fentanyl and the border, you're talking, among other things, geopolitics. So there's that. We're in a situation where geopolitics will continue to shape markets going forward. You'll get the cabinet folks into place. You will see a lot of kind of arranging of the regulatory agencies at SEC and others with Paul Atkins at SEC. You will see them kind of launch a regulatory agenda that will complete by the first year. And you'll see Trump and Congress continue to wrangle around about exactly how they're going to attack tax cuts and the border and all the rest. But I don't think that's definitely not going to get resolved in the first 100 days.
Terry, if I'm an M&A banker or an M&A lawyer on Wall Street, should I be dusting off some of these deals that I've maybe had on the shelf over the past couple of years?
Oh yeah, I think so. The the animal spirits are going to be very strong on M&A, of course, and I think there's a reset. One of the reasons why I hammer on geopolitics is that markets are very used to hearing from Washington kind of small ball political, how politics will incrementally move an issue one way or the other. But now we're in a situation where there's think of it as a new time of where geopolitics is not only going to really dictate a lot of how Trump deals with things economically, but it also forces a relook of exactly how you want to approach kind of large companies and marshal them for geopolitical and national security ends. That's a lot of what the tech reset is about.